you. Thank you. Uh, Let me start with my presentation, and without getting into formalities of introduction and everything, I thank Arun Bansal for inviting me. Let me start with my presentation. Let me start with my presentation, and without getting into formalities of introduction and everything, I thank Arun Bansal for inviting me. Let me start with my presentation. Okay, so uh, basically the topic is why make a career in waste management, and we will think about it. We will divulge into it. We will give a proper thought to it, and I hope this. Basically, the topic is why make a career in waste management. What will be covered? Let us first discuss that. We are going to basically cover 8 topics in it. The first one will be what exactly the world wants to be in terms of waste, in terms of productivity, in terms of efficiency, in terms of growth, in terms of how the civilization has to be, and what exactly it is right now. Then we will discuss what it should be and the different levels of waste which we are creating and the conflicts and the problems which we are facing due to waste. And what are human beings here for? Are we here to basically build a lot of hills, dumps, and reservoirs of waste, or are we here to keep the earth clean and running for next coming generations? Why not? Why do we only think about supply, and why do we don't think about the waste? What is the psyche? What is the thinking, and why doesn't change? Because what I feel is that nobody ever typically thinks about the solutions of waste in terms of what we do every day, in what we do in our return as such, in our routine as such. So, and this, remember, this session is not just for environmentalism or sustainability, or in terms of we should do this and that for the term, because this is wrong, because we are polluting and so on and so forth. What I'm talking right now is about business. What environment is now, it is your business now, and what are the business opportunities and what are the career opportunities. We are not just talking about simple waste management and the logic behind the climatic change and all those things. It's our business now, and what is the business? Let us discuss it. Now, what typically the world, all over the world, we have about 200 countries in the world, and all of these countries want to become smart cities. They want to become smart countries. They want to manage everything. The governments want to manage everything using electronics, computers, and algorithms. We started from forest. We got congregated. We got together, and we developed a small civilization called village, and slowly and gradually we transformed into city and then mega cities, and now we want to become smart cities which are run by softwares, algorithms, robotics, where everything is managed, and including the management related to the waste management. But I feel that the policymakers, people like us and me and the common people, do not think much about waste, and automatically, consequently, what will happen is that those kind of technologies and those kind of smart cities will not basically get developed. So because I'm afraid that people are not taking interest in actually building a real zero waste smart city, that is why I'm doing this kind of sessions. Now, it is about the vision which you have, it is about the concept which we have, it is about the perspective, the approach which we have. If you look at the diagram on the left side, you see there is a forest in the background, and there are two, three villages inside it. And what it means is, symbolically, it means that there is a city in the forest. But typically, what people right now have a perspective is that let us have some gamla, some pot, something on my building so that I will typically have some kind of greenery. And for me, that is enough as a forest. So this is what typically people like us, common people think that let me put a solar panel, let me have some water in my harvesting system, and that is enough for my environment, and that is enough. But my vision, and in fact, this vision, the idea of my vision and the concept of city in a forest came from a document which was written by a Singapore government, and they are planning that the Singapore's country, the Singapore city itself becomes a forest, whether it is an urban forest or not. Now let us understand further why we need to think like this, and so on and so forth. Now, as we move, as we understand that typically the source of our waste begins from our houses, from our factories, and so on and so forth. We want to keep our homes very clean, neat and clean. We don't want any dirt to come in. So we have very elaborate system of cleaning our houses, and slowly and gradually that whatever dump we create, whatever garbage we create, it is thrown out on the street, or it is thrown in our neighborhood in a dump close by. And from that dump, there is a big truck, or there is a transport system which will pick up that waste dump and move it to some other place. And slowly and gradually that place will be, let's say, close to 25-30 kilometers, and slowly and gradually that waste will turn into a big huge island, or it will turn into a huge wasteland, and slowly and gradually it will start polluting my city, my factory, my state, and to whatever place I belong, and to my own country. If you go to number of cities in India, if you go to number of places in India, they are known to be filthy. They are now recognized as a filthy places, filthy cities, and so on and so forth. And I am afraid that one day India will also be known as a filthy country, and I want to change that before it happens. Now, this is what we are doing basically. Whatever we are getting as a clean drinking water is coming from some water resource. That water resource can be a groundwater, it can be a river, it can be anything, but it is typically picked from the typically from the water reservoir, and it is piped. Somehow it reaches at our home, either through pumping stations or through boosting stations or a network of pipes. Somehow it reaches over here, although there are distribution losses, transmission losses, or there are broken pipes. And there are certain urban areas, urban semi-urban areas, there are slums which do not get it. They get it through trucks, through water tankers, through whatever possible ways. Somehow the water reaches at our home, and we use it, we utilize it, and wherever there is a piped system, it goes back into the river. This is what we are doing. From the frame water source, from the same water source, from the same river, we are getting water and dumping our garbage, our sewerage, our material, our waste material into the rivers. This is the cycle which we are following, and it is invariably true for most of the countries, and it is invariably true for most of the cities in India. If you look at big cities, small towns, everywhere it is happening like this. And I would suggest that you take an activity wherever you are living, wherever you are staying, try to find out what is the source, the primary source of water, and where is the garbage water, where is the dump water, where is it going back. Try to make a diagram. You will see that it will resemble this kind of a diagram. Now, this is what is happening. What we are doing is that we are taking water from the river. We are building, making fashion. We are doing a lot of designer clothes. We are making a lot of fashion. We are eating a lot of things and goods and everything comes out of we are using cars, and everything come out of our home, and somehow it is dumped. And the solution to this problem in 1990s was that let us put STP or some waste treatment plants or effluent treatment plants, and somehow we will be able to manage the waste. So in 90s, lot of STP, lot of effluent plant and all those kind of things, those kind of technologies came up. And if you really analyze these STPs and effluent plants, they are again located very close to the rivers, very close to the oceans, so that whatever comes out of STP again goes back into the river, again goes back into the river. And the STP basically do some kind of filtration, uh, some kind of processing which would reduce the waste. But again, there is a partial waste which again goes from the STP back to the rivers and so on and so forth. Now these STPs, these effluent are not equipped, they are not having such kind of technology that they are able to remove toxins, pesticides, antibiotics, even tumor cells. A waste coming out of an hospital, biomedical waste coming out of the hospital is again going into a river body. It is again going into the water body. And slowly and gradually, there are billions of antibodies, there are billions of bacteria and fungi which is growing, which is coming from a medical hazardous material, and it has polluted all our water. And from the same source, we are again sourcing back and getting the water and so on and so forth. Similar things which we are doing with the solid waste management, we are trying to manage it, but somehow with a half-hearted effort and so on and so forth. So the best example, in fact, there are about, you talk about any city, you talk about most of the cities in India, they are following same model. I would like to give you one example where water is drawn from the same place and it goes back to the same river, and the location of all STP plants is again along the river set, riverbed, river shores, waterways, and so on and so forth. The waste treatment plant, the STPs, all these plants are put near the river, and the partial pollution goes back into it. A lot of people thought just by putting effluent plant or by putting sewerage plant, the things will get resolved. It is not resolving. Partial treatment has been done. It is again going back. This is an example of Jammu city where water is drawn from Tavi river, and it goes back to the same river and so on and so forth. And people living in Jammu, visiting Jammu, they do not know what they are doing and what they are eating and so on and so forth. They have put ROs, they have put some kind of water treatment, small plants at their home, and think that water is clean and so on and so forth. But slowly and gradually, we are polluting and we are killing our environment and so on and so forth because of the waste, the half-hearted waste management which we are doing. Now, to solve these problems, this is the diagram which you need to really understand and study in detail. The first thing which you need to understand is that we need to have clean water. And this clean water not necessarily has to come from the river. It doesn't have to necessarily come from the groundwater. It can come as a rainwater. And if we use simple filter technology and make small bioreactors, biofilters, and so on so forth, and we make water harvesting systems, we will be able to capture clean water, and we will not be dependent upon different government-based water resources. And remember, water resources are now prioritized, whether it is electricity, whether it is water, and most of the amenities are prioritized for the big cities like Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, and so on and so forth. Small cities are not, small towns, small villages are not priority of the government, and water is being drawn. It is pumped from very far off places, from 200 kilometers away. The water reservoir is lying, and they are pumping using a lot of energy, lot of electricity and energy to just get water from such 100 kilometers away to reach at places like Delhi and so on and so forth. So the place where the water is actually residing, those people do not get the benefit of the local water resources, and the water get prioritized, the electricity get prioritized. The people living in far off places having rich water area where they have lot of water, they become second grade citizens. They are not supplied with water from that place is pumped to metropolitan cities, big cities. It happens in case of electricity also. It is managed in such a way that only top priority is given to industrial cities. It is given top priority to cities which are urban, highly urbanized, and highly so-called modernized. So since the water is being pumped, and it is true for the hill states also. It happens in hill states, Uttarakhand. It happens in Himachal Pradesh. The water is taken from downstream, and it is pumped up the up the hills. And for pumping against gravity, it takes lot of energy, and that energy is again waste of time. Otherwise, this energy would have become waste. It would have become useful for some other purpose if people would have simply captured the water in the hill states as well. You will see all people are only concerned with the supply of the water. They are not concerned with how they are throwing off the water and wasting that water. Moreover, the government policy of growing rice, growing crops which are giving incentives to the farmers of growing those kind of crops which are water intensive is again creating a lot of problem. And I would rather call it a criminal conspiracy of wasting our water. If you take an example, if we grow in some area some rice, it will take a lot of water. I don't want to get into statistics, and that rice gets exported to some other country, and all the resources, the water was used from India, and the crop went to some other country, and we wasted a lot of water that way. And that country has to invest in watering, doesn't has to invest in managing water. They just simply have to buy it if they have some dollars and get the rice made from them. So similarly, if we have technologies, and there are already technologies which help us to have water distribution losses reduced, make water transmission efficiency better. And there are already companies in the world, there are big corporate houses, there are big multinational companies which are even they are part of the Forbes 500 list, and they are big corporate houses. These are companies which are managing waters in different cities, 15, 20 cities in the world, in a particular country, and they are basically distributing the water and doing the transmission losses, handling the transmission losses. And now with the help of computers, with the help of algorithms, they are managing the water distribution system, they are managing the water transmission and putting up water metering and so such kind of technologies. Such technologies in computer languages are called IoT technologies. And with the help of these technologies, you can also build your career and so forth. Similarly, there are technologies which are handling the gray water. They are designing filtration system, bioremedial bioreactors which can handle the black water as well as the gray water to convert it into a green water so that the plants and the crops can benefit. So there are already existing technologies which can capture the water, handle the waste at the source itself. That I consider now home as your source, assuming that water is being captured by rainwater. So if you look at your house, it can become a sustainable, and you can become what is called a prosumer, a person who consumes also and produces also. So you can produce a clean water and you can consume a clean water. At the same time, you can consume the gray water for some purpose, meaningful purpose such as gardening and so forth, and develop technologies which are there. Now for these technologies are already available. Companies are already doing it. You as an individual can also do it. These technologies are not rocket science. They can basically be learned by simple, by even following YouTube channels and by doing some kind of short-term courses which are run by some NGOs or some, even IIT runs certain courses which are dealing with wastewater technologies and so forth. Now, the second thing which I want to discuss about is solid waste management. In solid waste management, one of the waste which we produce as a human being is the paper waste. And I don't have to elaborate much on the paper waste, because there are people are already aware of how many kind of products they can make using the paper waste. It can be recycled, made back into a paper, and so on and so forth. You can make paper meshes, you can make decorative items, you can make paper bricks, you can use it for building a partition wall, and so on and so forth. Now, this concept has given birth to another concept called biocomposites and bioboards. Now, using this biomaterial, you can create biocomposites. For example, by using cow dung or any kind of dung which has high ratio of fiber and protein, you can create bricks. And these bricks can be used as composite materials, biocomposite material, and they have good strength so that you can basically develop a small structure, either temporary or so on and so forth. Similarly, I will show in the next slide, I will show that what material can you use to make a plyboard, a kind of a plyboard, a board where you can use it to build furniture and many other things which are being built by conventional wood or are considered by making plastic. Secondly, there is a new emerging field called bioplastics, and this field is basically hot, especially, and it is very important for people who are looking career in waste management. I will give you one example by showing you a video as well, and some examples of bioplastic. We have somebody called Gurpreet in our this session. He is already selling bioplastic material over here. I will show the kind of products he's selling over here in Pinjore, in fact. And at the same time, we can use solid waste management, use our home garbage to make biogas, to have biogas plants. In fact, India was a leader in biogas, and somehow we have lost that position, and now other countries are now developing biogas at very large commercial places, and they are doing great in renewable resources. So the garbage, the organic garbage coming out of our home can be used for biogas, but now it can be converted into a commercial biogas plants with the help of the technologies which have come out these days. So these are the examples of bioplastics. They look exactly like plastics, and they are basically made with the help of starch. The starch, like corn starch, like cassava starch, and things like what we eat, like cassava means, I mean the shakarkandi which we eat. These are products which are made from the biomaterials, the biocomposites, and so on and so forth. And why I want that you should make career in bioplastics, or which are based on the waste material, is because, let us take an example. Let us say we are using plastic straws, and a plastic straw is about 6 inches to 9 inches. And let us say only about 1 lakh people out of India use a straw each day. So you can see how many inches, and converted into kilometers, and you can calculate how many kilometers of plastic you are using every day, and it will never decompose, it will never get back into nature, and so on and so forth. So even if you consider a 6-inch straw, that means half a feet straw, and there are 1 lakh people using it. You can imagine about 50 lakh feet of straw is thrown every day, and it becomes useless every day, and sheer wastage of resources and environment is degrading. That's a separate thing. But now there is a business opportunity. By using waste material, you can create bioplastics. By using natural material, natural fiber, which might be going already waste, you can use and make bioplastics. So this is a big area, hot area, where people interested in waste management can make their career. So as I was talking, there are technologies which are now being used for making composites, natural composites, biocomposites. And from this diagram, you can see that almost everything, almost every biofiber or almost every kind of straw, every kind of material which is leftover material from a particular plant can be converted into a biocomposite, and it can be converted into a plastic, or it can be converted into a plyboard kind of a thing. And I mean, the options are enough, and the opportunities are so many that it is very hard to imagine. To reinforce my idea, to reinforce and give you the clear-cut idea, let us have a look at a video which I'm going to start right now.
Hello, I'm Yannis, and welcome to a new Precious Plastic video. So, in this video...
Now, please, this person is now going to show you how to make edible cutlery or edible bioplastic or edible products, decorative products, or so and so forth by using just the waste. And you can also make such kind of products and make a career out of it. I will tell you that these technologies are not rocket science. There are very simple technologies, and blueprint for making such machines and doing such kind of work. The open source resources are already there. There are already tutorials on YouTube. There are already courses which are run by universities and so on and so forth. Please have a look.
I will show you how the Beyond Plastic workspace operates, and that includes our collection system, our dehydrator, our material bank where we store and organize our materials, and also, of course, our machine where we will make a beautiful bowl from mostly orange peels, which is one of the many recipes that you can find in the download kit. Yeah, check them out, and then I can show you how it works. Let's go. All right, so we got some orange peels that someone probably made a fresh orange juice this morning. And now we need to dry them so they don't get moldy or get eaten by flies. For that, we have our dehydrator. It's a very basic thing. It's a wooden box that has a little...
So you can see this dehydrator is a very simple box which has a mesh, and the orange peels are kept over there, and a simple blower is going to be used. A circulatory motion of the air is used, and a dryer is made. So it is again not rocket science. It's a very simple thing, and you can convert it into a commercial venture. Let's see how.
Little heating element in the bottom and a ventilation on the top, which sucks the air through so that all of our things can dry. So we can dry our coffee, and we got some other orange peels here.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so let me try again. Is it visible now?
Yeah, some more coffee, some tea, all of that stuff. So we can make some space, place these.
So let me start from the beginning.
These in here, and then wait a little. On plastic workspace operates, and that includes...
Okay.
That must be because of the bandwidth, because I'm able to see the video very clearly.
So some people are able to see.
Yeah, I'm traveling and yet I'm able to see the video.
The video we are talking about,
Our
the plastic.
collection system.
Is it visible on the Facebook?
I don't think so, sir. It is not visible.
Chalo, let's
This is
see.
how long it is. If it is 2 or 3 minutes, then we can carry on with the things as it is.
Until unless you see it.
We are able to see the presentation part. That
Our dehydrator, our
So now can you see?
and
Yes,
welcome to a new
now it
Precious
is there.
Plastic video. So, in this video, I will show you how the Beyond Plastic workspace operates, and that includes our collection system, our dehydrator, our material bank where we store and organize our materials, and also, of course, our machine where we will make a beautiful bowl from mostly orange peels, which is one of the many recipes that you can find in the download kit. Yeah, check them out, and then I can show you how it works. Let's go. All right, so we got some orange peels that someone probably made a fresh orange juice this morning. And now we need to dry them so they don't get moldy or get eaten by flies. For that, we have our dehydrator. It's a very basic thing. It's a wooden box that has a little heating element in the bottom and a ventilation on the top, which sucks the air through so that all of our things can dry. So we can dry our coffee, and we got some other orange peels here. Yeah, some more coffee, some tea, all of that stuff. So we can make some space, place these in here, and then wait a little until they're dry. So this is our material bank where we store all of our materials.
So you can have a look at the kind of material which he is talking about. All these are natural fibers, the products which are waste. He is showing all the collection of those waste materials.
We store them in these glass jars that we rescued from the restaurants around us because they would throw them away otherwise. And we store the stuff that we use a lot in these bigger containers. And on the inside of those containers, we are using also paper bags from flour because that keeps everything a little cleaner and a little bit more food safe. Yeah, so I would say now we can make a beautiful bowl from orange peels. All right, so we measured our amount of orange peels. Now we only need to add a little bit of water. The mold is already preheated, so then we can fill up the mold and press them. So we built this sliding mechanism on the machine, which makes it super simple to slide back and forth the mold and also have it aligned when you press it. I'm using some sunflower seed oil right now to like pre-oil the mold a little bit when I press so that the material doesn't get stuck so often, because cleaning the mold is a little bit annoying. And you can also not use it. It also works without oil. But yeah, when it gets stuck, it's just a little bit annoying to clean. So I'm using oil for that. All right, then we can put our material in. it back inside, close the release, and pump it up. Now we have to set the timer. All right, it's time to open. Cool. So with the orange peels, it's actually funny because you can control the color of the bowl by Hello, I'm Yanis, and welcome to a new Precious Plastic video.
So you saw in the last video that a biocomposite has been made using a very simple process, and it can be commercialized also, and so on and so forth. Now let us discuss about the e-waste which we generate. Now, a lot of people are unable to visualize, find a way to work in a e-waste ecosystem, because it is again a waste industry, and typically there are 2-3 ways in which you can go and work in a e-waste company, an e-waste scenario, or build your own entrepreneurial venture out of it. The first one is that you can work in an area where you need to learn to build technologies or processes which helps to decontaminate the e-waste. Second, one big area which a lot of people are already doing, a lot of companies are already doing, are basically using the concept of recovering material from the batteries. The third type of work which people are doing is using machines to sort the e-waste into different categories. And then there are technologies which are being used for doing production and refining from the metals from the e-waste, getting recovery of the metals from the e-waste. And then there is a big companies. There are already companies who are basically reclaiming lot of serviceable parts from tubes, refrigerator, lamps, and etc., and making it again refurbished products and so on and so forth. So basically, e-waste opportunities lie in 3 sections, in 3 ways. One is in sourcing. What e-waste is being sourced. The source from where you can get e-waste. A lot of people are into that business, collecting, and so on and so forth. A lot of people have built mobile applications for collecting e-waste and so on and so forth. And these are now viable business opportunities for processing and doing material recovery. So this diagram, if you look at this diagram, you can see that this is how typically the e-waste opportunities lie. And this is the scenario, the landscape of the e-waste opportunities which are there in India. Next is I want to discuss about water harvesting. If you look at the table in front of you, this table basically talks about giving you a list of a firm as well as individuals and their address, phone numbers, and email addresses of people who are working in rainwater harvesting. This, in fact, is a document which is showing you the people who are empaneled with Punjab government, the government of Punjab, for building rainwater harvesting structures. And these are either individuals or small companies who are doing some kind of consultancy work or projects based on turnkey to build water harvesting systems. So the inlet, the water can be captured with help of this, and it can be done at the source, at the place from where we are, where the place where we're living. But to do water harvesting, you will need special consultants, because ordinary people working in routine, are who are running after their livelihood, or who do not have technical acumen, will not get into water harvesting. And for them, if you want to resolve the issue of waste management, if you want to resolve the issue of climate, if you want to resolve the issue of employment, if you want to resolve the issue of environmental issues, then you need to form a small peer group, or an NGO or a profit making company, which can help people to do water harvesting. Then at the same time, build filter systems, grey water filter systems, black water filter system, bioreactors, biofilters, which work at a level of a small household, work at the level of at individual level, at local level, and make the technology so economical, so easily available, that people from the source, the place where from the pollution gets generated, is managed at that source. So we don't have to depend upon the big corporate houses, nor we have to depend upon the companies, and so or the organizations, the government organizations. So my presentation is complete. I would like to invite questions from your side, and any doubt which you have, and in any area which you want to discuss about waste management. So I have discussed that, to summarize, that water is being wasted, so there is a lot of opportunity in handling the water, the wastewater. There are a lot of opportunity in handling agriculture waste. There are a lot of opportunities in handling solid waste. There are a lot of opportunities in handling all kinds of waste. In fact, there are people who have developed technologies to even recycle baby diaper. They are using the baby diaper waste into some useful product, and so on and so forth. I would like to invite some questions, please, now. Hello. Yes, please, questions. Okay.
Uh, hi everyone.
Hello.
Sir, my name is Gurpreet, and I'm from the Adwares company.
Okay.
And the same concept which you are using from the waste material and biodegradable products and bioplastic and everything. Basically, we are on the same path. We are manufacturer of the edible cutleries.
Okay.
So we choose the multi-grains flour to make them, and we are basically replacing the plastic and wooden stuff from the market. Basically, spoons, cutlery, bowls, and
Okay, I
everything.
understand. But are you using waste grains, or are you using grains which are, I mean,
No, sir.
produced agriculture?
Actually, the thing is, we are trying to make the things from the natural sources,
Okay.
which are already used for the different purposes like wheat flour, millets flour. Millet flour's consumption is very low in our daily lives, but the effect and nutrition values in the millets are very high and rich.
Correct.
So basically, we use that flour, brown rice flour. So we are taking the nutrition value so that कि health जो है लोगों की वो भी उसको भी ध्यान रखा जाए. Waste
बिल्कुल.
materials हम चीज़ों तो use कर सकते हैं, no doubt. There is no comparison of that. But this is a foodable item. We can use this cutlery as a item, as a purpose, and after that we can eat them too. So this is our whole concept.
Right, right, right. So the example, the photograph which I have used is from his organization only. The spoons which are, you can see over here on the left hand side, these are from his company, in fact.
Right, sir.
Right. Okay, Arunji, thank you for inviting me.
Right, sir. I may like to have one or two things to discuss with you.
Hello, I'm Yanis, and welcome to
Okay.
Since that today we have covered a very important topic, and we have also covered certain areas about the waste and their management part. I would
Right.
like you to advise or give some opportunity to the viewers how they can do it at their grassroots level. You see, this video may be reaching to certain scientists, this may be reaching to a common person, it may be reaching to a student. So, how they should see about this particular topic? What are the opportunities available for them from grassroots
See,
level?
See, that is what I'm saying. The whole idea of this session was to tell that rainwater harvesting technologies, biofiltration technologies, bioremedial technologies, bioplastics. These are not products. These are not technologies which will require rocket science. These are technologies which can be developed, used, and you can get employed or have become an entrepreneur in these technologies by just learning from lot of material which is there, contemporary literature which is there on the Google and on YouTube. And there are certain organizations also like IIT. There are some organizations which are also building such kind of material. In coming days, I will be doing a small demonstration on how to build a bioplastic. So if a person like me who can build a bioplastic in a kitchen,
Hmm.
so I would suggest that such kind of technologies will can be used by anybody for making career. Secondly, if you want to make a sophisticated technology, I mean, you want to become a person who is want to build a career in a mechanized manner or a manner which is automated, then there are 3D printers available these days. The cost is only just 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees, and by using these 3D printers, natural material, natural fibers can be used, and lot of things can be built. Let us take all examples. For rainwater harvesting, you only need to learn the basics of drawing, the basic principles. You can take any mason, you can take any construction worker, and you can build large rainwater harvesting structures. For this, again, you don't have to get into high tech technology or anything. For making biofiltration, for making bioreactors, again, it is not high tech technology, but at the same time, there are different levels of technology in that. People who are doing MSc, BSc in microbiology or biology or chemistry, physics, they can all make careers in these areas, especially people who are working in chemistry, because by using some kind of organic chemistry, green chemistry, they can convert the waste into useful product.
Right.
Similarly, there are other fields also. So there are big opportunities as far as the management of waste is concerned, and making it a useful resource in converting converting the waste into a useful material.
राइट सर, अब मैं एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन आपसे, आखिरी क्वेश्चन आपसे ये करूँगा, जिसके बारे में मैं स्पेशली उन लोगों की बात करूँगा। ये तो कुछ अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ आपने बताई जहाँ हम फॉर्मल डिग्रीज ले सकते हैं, कुछ पैसा खर्च करके ले सकते हैं, लेकिन हमारे सोसाइटी का बहुत बड़ा सेक्शन ऐसा है जो पैसा खर्च करके फॉर्मल डिग्री लेने की बजाय जो अपने हाथ के स्किल लेना चाहता है। तो
हम्म,
जैसे आपने बताया कि आपने बायोप्लास्टिक बना लिया, तो ऐसे
हम्म।
आप हमें रिसोर्सेज बताएं कि आप ऐसी कोई ट्रेनिंग करते हैं, ऐसी कोई ट्रेनिंग लेते हैं जहाँ पे लोगों को स्किल सिखाते हैं। अगर कोई कॉन्टेक्ट करना चाहे कि मैं ये स्किल सीखना चाहता हूँ, आपका वीडियो देख लिया, अच्छा लगा, लेकिन मैं इसको फर्दर सीखना चाहता हूँ, तो आप
नहीं,
ऐसे कोई
अगर
प्रोग्राम चलाते हैं या कोई
हाँ,
चलाता है, वो रिसोर्सेज
I
हमें
am
बताएं।
I am open with this idea. We can run small workshops uh, to teach people how to make biocomposites. We can make do small workshops for making bioplastics and bioconcrete. In fact, also, and we can work in this area. We can have online as well as in-person sessions. I am open with the idea.
राइट, तो आप अवेलेबल हैं जब यू आर अवेलेबल फॉर द
And,
पीपल हु वांट टू लर्न अबाउट द स्किल सेट
and
एंड देयर
And I would request that people should join the Facebook group, the YouTube channel, the WhatsApp group for deeper understanding and deeper learning in this context. And I
राइट।
would request people to do some kind of activity, some kind of practical after getting inspired from such kind of things,
राइट, सो
especially in
हमारा
the field of bioconcrete and bioplastics.
जी, तो हमारा जो यूट्यूब का चैनल है इकोलॉजिक कॉरपोरेशन के नाम से है, फेसबुक पे जो हम लोग हैं सोशल सब्सटेंस के नाम से हैं, आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं। आपके पास कोई अपनी स्किल है, आप हमसे शेयर करना चाहते हैं, दुनिया से शेयर करना चाहते हैं, आपका स्वागत है। जो हमें आता है, आप हमसे जानकारी लेना चाहते हैं, हम पूरी तरह से ओपन हैं आपके साथ वो जानकारी साझा करने के लिए। आई थैंक ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स अटेंडीज
Dear
हु
sir, I would like to ask you something. Good afternoon.
वेरी
Good
गुड
afternoon.
आफ्टरनून।
I think you have covered whatever you have covered. It's nothing which is very economically viable for a person to have some sustainable living, to make a sustainable living out of it. I
Right.
think you should go into some another webinar where you point out and say you do this, and you will be earning at least this much per month.
Yes, we will.
So
Yes,
that gives an incentive for a person to really get involved into doing waste management.
right,
Because
right,
this sort of an webinar, what you have done, it's available. If anybody really wants to see it on YouTube, on Google, you do it, and you always get these type of informations.
right.
But to instigate the person into really going into earning something out of waste management, you'll have to give some projects and give a little outline as to what would be the cost which the person may have to invest, and which other either banks or whosoever is, can put in their effort, who wants to start something should have the knowledge of even getting some क्या बोलते हैं उसको help from the banks, in which
Right,
way,
right.
because
So,
it's very difficult.
so we will plan
just-
accordingly as per your
जी, जी.
suggestion. Your suggestion is really good. I
Yes,
understand
yes.
lot of the information is already available, overloaded on YouTube, on Google itself.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
So my point is that first I need to identify such kind of audience who are really interested in it. Number one. Number two, some people should at least do some kind of practical, some kind of because the thing is that you should learn at least know how to convert any kind of waste into a useful material. So you need to choose what waste and what material you want to choose. What
That,
you
of
want to
course,
make it.
sorry, sir, to disturb you in between. That, sir, so you'll have to tell the people what is available in your area. So you do something with that so that,
So let us say
transportation cost doesn't get added into it. And
right.
until and unless it is viable economically for a person to make an earning out of it, it doesn't make sense, just doing a little and, kitchen mein bana liya, and, it really doesn't help in the long run. So
Correct,
something of
correct.
that sort, if you come out with, it will be very helpful.
So let
मनीष
us
सर, ये मुझे आंसर करने दें प्लीज।
जी
मैडम शर्मा, ये आपने बहुत ही रेलेवेंट प्रश्न उठाया और यही डिस्कशन पॉइंट मैंने भी शुरू किया था कि हमारे जितने भी वर्कशॉप्स हैं वो कॉमन मासेस तक पहुंचने चाहिए और उनको पता लगना चाहिए कि किस तरह से वेस्ट में मैनेजमेंट में अपना कैरियर बनाया जा सकता है, अर्निंग भी की जा सकती है, एनवायरनमेंट के अंदर क्या इंप्लीकेशंस है। बहुत ही खूबसूरत आपने सवाल पूछा है। मैं आपके सामने कुछ इनिशिएटिव भी रखना चाहूँगा कि जो हम लोगों ने लिए हैं और उसके ज़रिए हमने 5,000 किलो से ज़्यादा वेस्ट अभी तक मैनेज कर दिया है और कैसे उसमें से लोगों को रोज़गार भी मिला है, मैं उसका एक मॉडल आपके सामने प्रेजेंट करता हूँ। हम लोग ट्राई सिटी में काम करते हैं, तो ट्राई सिटी में जो घरों से रीयूजेबल सामान निकलता है, चाहे वो किताबें हैं, नोटबुक्स हैं, स्टेशनरी आइटम्स हैं, क्लोथ्स हैं, शूज़ हैं, फर्नीचर है, कोई भी ऐसी आइटम जो रीयूज़ हो सकती है, हम वो घरों से कलेक्ट करते हैं और उसको चैनलाइज कर देते हैं। तो हमारा जो सिस्टम है किस तरह से बना हुआ है, मैं अगर आपको कल की बात बताऊं तो एक घर से हमें फर्नीचर का पूरा सेट मिला जिसमें डाइनिंग टेबल है, बेड है और चेयर्स हैं। अब वो चीज़ें एक स्कूल में उनको चाहिए थी, तो स्कूल को अगर चाहिए थी तो वो खरीदता, तो वहाँ भी उसको नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज कंज्यूम होते और जहाँ वो वेस्ट बन के जाता तो वहाँ भी कंज्यूम होते। हम लोगों ने एक चैनल एस्टेब्लिश किया है जिसमें हम लोगों को कॉन्टेक्ट किया जा सकता है कि मेरे पास ये सामान पड़ा है, हम सही ऑडियंस ढूंढते हैं, जहाँ पे जाता है दोनों को आपस में मिला देते हैं, सो दैट कि वो वेस्ट जो है मैनेज हो जाता है। इसके ज़रिए हमारे पास संस्थाएं हैं जो किताबों के अंदर डील करती हैं, वो किताबें लेती हैं घरों से, उसके बाद स्कूलों कॉलेजेस में फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट बांट देती हैं। वहाँ जाके किताबों को रख दिया जाता है कि जिसको जो चाहिए ले ले। उनका प्रचार किया जाता है स्कूलों कॉलेजेस में, उनके टीचर्स को बताया जाता है जो बच्चे नहीं ले सकते हैं किताबें, उनको ये हमारी जगह है, इस जगह पे भेज दें, हम फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट किताबें वहाँ से उनको देते हैं, स्टेशनरी भी देते हैं, फीस तक कई बच्चों को दी जाती है। इसके अलावा एक संस्था है जिसके साथ हमने काम शुरू किया, वहाँ 30 लेडीज़ को रोज़गार मिला कपड़े में। कैसे कि हमने घरों से कपड़ा इकट्ठा किया, कपड़ा इकट्ठा करने के बाद जो कपड़ा रिपेयर करने के बाद या एज इट इज़ किसी को दिया जा सकता था, हमने पूरी इन्वेंट्री मेंटेन करी कि वहाँ 18,000 लोग रहते हैं, उनके घर में किस किस को ज़रूरत है, जिस जिसको जैसी जैसी ज़रूरत है, हमने अपनी टीम के ज़रिए वहाँ वहाँ चीज़ें उनको दी। जो एज इट इज़ जा सकती थी, रिपेयर होके जा सकती थी, रिपेयर करके भी दी, ताकि वो भी वेस्ट ना जाए। जिस चीज़ का रिपेयर नहीं हो सकता था, उस चीज़ के हमने प्रोडक्ट बना दिए। कोई पिल्लो कवर बना दिया, मास्क बना दिए, थैले बना दिए। जो भी उसको बेच के इनकम आई, वो उसी ग्रुप की थी जिन्होंने उसको रिपेयर किया। तो ये एक पूरा चैनल हमारा एस्टेब्लिश हुआ हुआ है, जिसमें हमने अभी तक अगर मैं बात करूँ तो 5,000 प्लस केजी जो वेस्ट है ट्राई सिटी में हमने मैनेज किया है। तो ये एक कैरियर ऑप्शन है उन लोगों के लिए भी। और इसको हमने किस तरह से इम्बाइब किया, इंटरेक्टिव बनाया। गवर्नमेंट का एक डिपार्टमेंट है जो कहता है जी मैं आपके यहाँ पे फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट ट्रेनिंग कराने को तैयार हूँ, बस लोग सीखने वाले चाहिए। हमने एक जगह पे लेडीज़ को इकट्ठा किया, उनको मशीनें दी, ट्रेनर हमने गवर्नमेंट से लिया, उनको सिलाई कढ़ाई सिखाई, एम्ब्रॉयडरी सिखाई, वो लोग भी सेल्फ सफिशिएंट हो गए। तो सेल्फ अनेबल भी हमने उनको किया। तो ये जितना प्रोग्राम है, जो आपका प्रश्न था या जो मैं प्रश्न पूछ रहा था पुनीत जी से, ये जुड़ी हुई चीज़ें हैं। हमारा जो आज का वर्कशॉप था या वर्कशॉप है अभी जो चल रहा है, इस वर्कशॉप की एक स्टार्ट है, ये दिस इज बिगनिंग। इसमें से बहुत सारी बातें, मैनी थिंग्स आर अवेलेबल ऑनलाइन, लेकिन आज की स्टार्ट के बाद जो आपकी बात से या मेरी बात से जो चीज़ निकल रही है, तो हम आने वाले समय में ऐसी और वर्कशॉप्स भी करेंगे और इनवाइट कर रहे हैं कि कोई और भी अपने घरों में ऐसी चीज़ें करता हो या कोई और ऐसा काम कर रहा हो, तो उसका भी स्वागत है, वो भी आके जुड़े। अल्टीमेटली ये यहाँ से शुरू होके आगे मासेस तक पहुँचना ही चाहिए। तो आपका जो सवाल था उसके अंदर कैसे हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं, वो मैंने आपसे शेयर किया। और बहुत ही जो अच्छा सवाल आपने पूछा, उसको मैं ये कहूँगा कि उस सवाल का आधार बनाकर ही मैं इनवाइट करता हूँ एक बार फिर से, कोई भी अगर वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट में है तो हमें बता सकता है, हम उसके साथ मिलके आगे और भी काम करेंगे।
Absolutely right, sir. Thank you for all this input. And it's a great effort that you're doing. There's no doubt in it. But if these little things are added on, तो वो ज़्यादा अच्छा हो जाएगा, खूबसूरत हो जाएगा, क्योंकि आजकल के ज़माने में everybody wants to earn something, for a
जी जी
living.
जी जी
तो उस संदर्भ में it will be a real great effort, if you have if you do something, any particular waste, if you have so many kgs and you invest so much, you will be able to earn so much.
जी जी
Something to that effect, so that the common person who needs a job will
जी
not go for a job, but will try and do something on his own.
जी
ठीक है ना?
एक चीज मैं आपको और ऐड
Something
करना
on
चाहूंगा,
this.
एक चीज और ऐड करता हूँ
जी
मैम, जिसमें पुनीत
जी
अरोड़ा
जी
जी ने बहुत सारी वर्कशॉप्स करके किया है, वो भी इस वीडियो के माध्यम से शायद लोगों तक पहुंचे। पुनीत अरोड़ा जी अभी तक 150 से 200 के करीब वर्कशॉप्स कर चुके हैं वेट वेस्ट की सेग्रीगेशन के ऊपर और उसकी मैनेजमेंट के ऊपर। तो वो
ओके
लोगों को घरों में किचन गार्डनिंग के ऊपर काम सिखाते हैं, ताकि घरों का जो वेस्ट है घरों में मैनेज हो जाए। एंड वी आर ग्लैड दैट हमारे पास केस स्टडीज़ हैं जो हमने पहले वीडियोस किए हैं पहले भी, उनका रेफरेंस भी शायद इस वर्कशॉप में हमें लेना चाहिए था। उन केस स्टडीज़ के वीडियो भी यहाँ पे हमें सबको बताने चाहिए थे, कि जहाँ से लोग वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट सीख के खुद ही किचन गार्डनर के तौर पे प्रोफेशनल हो गए हैं। तो उनकी जो खाद बनाई है उन्होंने, उसके ज़रिए या जो बाकी मैनेजमेंट करा है उसके ज़रिए, वो खुद ही उन्होंने कैरियर के तौर पे भी उसको ऑप्ट कर लिया है। तो पुनीत अरोड़ा जी, बहुत ही रेलिवेंट सवाल जो शर्मा जी ने पूछा था, मैडम शर्मा ने पूछा है, हमें ये 2-3 चीज़ें इंक्लूड करनी चाहिए उसमें। जो हमारे पहले के वीडियोज़ हैं जो हमने बनाए हैं, जहाँ जहाँ हमने सेग्रीगेशन करवाया है, वो भी एक वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट का है। और जो कपड़ों वाला जो बाकी है, वो भी हम मेरे ख्याल से नेक्स्ट वाली वर्कशॉप्स में हम इसको डिटेल में डील करते हैं।
हाँ
That
बिल्कुल
will be very nice, sir. Thank you ever so much for giving all this input. Thank you. And a very good effort on your part.
थैंक यू वेरी मच मैम, ये सबका कलेक्टिव एफर्ट है। हम लोग सोशल सब्सटेंस जो हमारा ग्रुप है फेसबुक के ऊपर, ऑनलाइन ऑपरेट करते हैं। जितनी भी जानकारी हम लोगों के पास होती है, सारी की सारी हम ऑनलाइन डाल देते हैं, और ये इनवाइट करते हैं कि ओपनली ये प्लेटफॉर्म सबका है, इट डजेंट बिलोंग टू अ सिंगल पर्सन। तो जो बंदा भी, जो जो भी लगता है ह्यूमन बीइंग कि कोई ऐसा काम कर रहा है, चाहे वो किचन में ही कुछ अपने ऐसी चीज़ बना रहा है जिससे कि उसका फ़ायदा हो रहा है, परिवार का फ़ायदा हो रहा है, तो हमें वो चीज़ें भी बता सकता है। तो एनी काइंड ऑफ
Right.
वेस्ट वी वांट टू प्रोपेगेट कि इसकी मैनेजमेंट ज़रूरी है और कैरियर ऑप्शन के तौर पे तो वाकई में है। तो पुनीत अरोड़ा जी, आपको अगली वर्कशॉप के लिए टॉपिक भी मिल गया है, तो मुझे लगता है कि हम अगली वर्कशॉप जो है जल्दी ही इस टॉपिक पे भी करेंगे आगे। क्या मैं सही
हाँ,
हूँ?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल करेंगे। मेरा वैसे मन है नेक्स्ट जो टॉपिक है वो घर में अपना वाइट वॉश के लिए जो पेंट होता है,
हम्म।
जैसे जिसको हम डिस्टेम्पर कहते हैं, वो कैसे बनाएं अपने घर में।
हम्म।
और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि वो बात ठीक है कि सबको एम्प्लॉयमेंट चाहिए
हम्म।
और सबको नौकरियां चाहिए, लेकिन हमें सबसे पहले ये बोलना चाहिए कि बहुत कई मतलब 200 साल इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन से पहले सब लोग हम लोग प्रोस्क्यूमर्स थे। प्रोस्क्यूमर्स का क्या मतलब है? हम खुद ही अपना खाना ज़्यादातर प्रोड्यूस करते थे,
हम्म।
अपनी चीज़ें खुद ही प्रोड्यूस करते थे और खुद ही कंज्यूम करते थे।
हम्म।
जो मार्केट का दायरा है वो बहुत छोटा था,
हम्म।
मार्केट का कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत कम था। तो
हम्म।
मेरी कोशिश ये भी रहती है कि हम लोग कुछ ऐसा भी बनाए, अगर घर पे भी बनाए
हम्म।
तो वो एटलीस्ट बंदा प्रोस्क्यूमर बन पाए, खुद ही बना के खुद ही कंज्यूम कर पाए,
हम्म।
एटलीस्ट उस लेवल का स्किल आ जाए उसमें।
जी
तो
जी जी।
उस एफर्ट में उस एफर्ट में जैसे घर को सफेदी करनी होती है, वाइट वॉश करना होता है,
हम्म।
तो नेक्स्ट वर्कशॉप में मैं ये चाहूंगा कि हम लोग अपना वाटर बेस्ड नेचुरल जो अच्छा पेंट है वो भी हम खुद घर पे अपना बना पाए, तो उसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे, चर्चा करेंगे। अब उसको कोई बंदा उसको कमर्शियल करना चाहे वो भी कर पाएगा।
हम्म। अच्छा, दूसरा एक
लेकिन
हमने जो आखिरी में चर्चा भी करी थी, मैं थोड़ा सा आज उसमें थोड़ा मुझे लगता है दो हिस्सों में बंट गए हम लोग। पहला तो ये कि हमने ये चर्चा भी करी थी इंग्लिश में, तो खैर वी कैन स्पीक इंग्लिश, दैट इज़ नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम। लेकिन हमने सोचा था कि थोड़ा रीजनल लैंग्वेज का भी टच लाएंगे बीच में, सो दैट कि हम जो कॉमन आदमी तक है वो भी पहुंच पाए। तो या तो हम इसको डुअल लैंग्वेज में रखें, या फिर हम इसको थोड़ा सा इंग्लिश का अलग बनाएं, हिंदी का अलग बनाएं, या
नहीं नहीं,
वो
ड्यूअल
थोड़ा सा।
रखेंगे।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, वो थोड़ा सा एक सुजेशन आया है हमारे पास, वो भी हम
नहीं,
इसको
ड्यूल
और प्रॉपर।
ड्यूल ही रहेगा, ठीक, ड्यूल बेटर रहेगा,
जी जी जी।
बाइलिंगुअल ठीक रहेगा।
जी जी। तो सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का मैं आज बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ हमारे साथ जुड़े वो, और मैं जो हमारे रिसोर्स पर्सन है पुनीत अरोड़ा जी, डेफिनेटली हम तो एक टीम है, एक दूसरे का धन्यवाद करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, लेकिन पार्टिसिपेंट्स के भी आप पे मैं उनका धन्यवाद करता हूँ कि आपने बहुत अच्छी जानकारी हमें दी। और ये जानकारी हालांकि अवेलेबल है ऑलरेडी, लेकिन आपने एक सेग्रीगेट करके हमें एक कंबाइंड रूप में दी, और इसके साथ जो नई संभावनाएं निकल के आ रही हैं, एक सीरीज बनने की संभावनाएं निकल के आ रही हैं, उसके ऊपर हम डेफिनेटली चर्चा करेंगे, बात करेंगे, और इस सीरीज को कोशिश करेंगे एक कॉमन आदमी तक, आम आदमी तक ले जाने की, सो दैट कि हम पूरी तरह से जो ये वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट का विषय है इसको घर घर पहुंचा सके, हर आदमी तक पहुंचा सके, वो अपने घर का मैनेज वेस्ट जो है खुद ही मैनेज कर सके, और घरों से वेस्ट निकलना बंद हो। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का धन्यवाद करते हुए ये आज की मीटिंग का समापन हम करते हैं। एक छोटा सा मैं रिक्वेस्ट ये करूंगा कि सभी अगर कैमरा ऑन कर लें तो मैं एक ग्रुप फोटो यहाँ पे कैप्चर कर पाऊंगा। एक बार प्लीज अगर सभी अपना कैमरा ऑन कर लें। इफ पॉसिबल प्लीज एक बार कैमरा ऑन कर लीजिए। जी, बड़ा अच्छा लगा आप सबको देखकर। यहाँ पे मैं एक बस ग्रुप पिक्चर कैप्चर कर लेता हूँ। पुनीत अरोड़ा जी, आपका कैमरा आप नहीं मुझे दिखाई दे रहे, प्लीज़ आपका अगर आ जाए तो साथ में।
अब आ रहा है?
आपकी स्क्रीन हम देख पा रहे हैं लेकिन आपको नहीं देख पा रहे हैं।
अब आ रहा है?
अ, बिल्कुल आप आ रहे हैं स्क्रीन पे, तो मैं आपको ये कैप्चर कर लेता हूँ। बिल्कुल ठीक है जी। और इसी के साथ हम लोग मीटिंग का समापन करते हैं। सभी का यहाँ आने के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू वेरी मच।